So we have breaking news here. Tucker Carlson is definitely back. He just announced on Twitter that he's going to bring the show, as he said, that he's been doing for 6.5 years, back to Twitter. This is a huge move. Everyone's going to be speculating about what deals he's made with Elon Musk. He says it's going to be more than just him showing up on his Twitter account, and it'll be interesting to see what those things are. But in the midst of all this, and the timing is interesting, Tucker Carlson's lawyers presented their case and sent a letter and requirements to Fox News. Here's Axios has the story. Here's what they were saying. In Tucker's video, he said, starting soon, we'll be bringing a new version of the show we've been doing for the last 6.5 years to Twitter. We bring some other things too, which we'll tell you about. But for now, we're just grateful to be here. Free speech in the main right. Excuse me. Free speech is the main right you have. Without it, you have no others. He's asserting his own free speech rights too, and rightly so. The story goes on. Carlson's lawyer, Axios reports, Brian Friedman, said to Fox officials Viet Din and Irina Briganti, and you might remember Megyn Kelly's been talking a whole lot about Irina Briganti and the rampage she undertakes for every person that leaves Fox News. But it goes on. He said Fox employees, including, quote, Rupert Murdoch himself, unquote, broke promises to Carlson, quote, intentionally and with reckless disregard for the truth. Notably, the story goes on, the letter alleges Fox broke an agreement with Carlson not to leak his private communications to the media and not to use Carlson's private messages to take, quote, any adverse employment action against him. In the story, we find out that a board member, unnamed, I'm speculating it's Paul Ryan, but who knows, this board member said that Dominion was one of the reasons for the firing. If that comes out and that becomes part of this, that will be a big part of this story. Reading on, make no mistake, we intend to subpoena Ms. Briganti's cell phone records and related documents which evidence communications with her and all media, including but not limited to the New York Times, the letter from Tucker Carlson's lawyers said. And they concluded, Carlson's lawyers added that because Carlson is considering litigation against the network to resolve these disputes, Fox News must take immediate steps to preserve all existing documents and data relevant to Fox's relationship with Carlson, including correspondence between top executives and several media outlets. Now, this is a big story. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But because he's going to come to Twitter, it's a huge platform for him. We already saw tens of millions of people that were watching his initial Twitter video, and he's likely to get that kind of an audience every time. Predictions that he could have a much bigger audience will now be tested. We're going to find out if that's what happened. I predict it will happen. Twitter's a great platform for him. I think Elon Musk, with all the faults that people throw at him for what he's done in transitioning Twitter, quite frankly, I think are misguided and misled. It's FUD. I think they're going to be able to do some very good things here. So where do we go from here? Well, Tucker supporters are gleeful. I've got people, especially friends in D.C., who are saying, you know, Tucker's back. We've got this now. That is very real. The effect on the elections in 2024 are huge. Fox was trying to silence him all the way through January of 2025 when his contract was up. I think the guy makes even more money than the $25 million, so it's reported, that he's giving up from Fox to do this, and he may get that and more in litigation. So very excited about that news. Tucker Carlson is a clear voice for what's happening. He's breaking the mold of media, and I think over the next, certainly 5 to 10 years, it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Tucker Carlson, in my opinion, potentially will have a bigger voice than Rush Limbaugh ever had, and he certainly is going to bypass all the media FUD that always attempted to push Rush Limbaugh down. Tucker Carlson, in my opinion, is the next Rush Limbaugh.